CLTCC Ferriday campus. You just entered the Shelby Jackson building, which is our main building. I generally call it Building A. You are currently in that main building lobby. To my left is the administrative window. This is the first access point for students, visitors, and others that are entering onto our campus. Behind the window is Jamie Randall. She is our campus operations coordinator. Jamie, you can go ahead. We're videoing. Jamie is generally the first face, the first impression of the college, the campus, to our students and guests. We're going to proceed through the admin wing, then we will go through student services, the other educational program areas in Building A, which will include computer labs, business office administration, as well as nursing and allied health. From there, we will go to Building B, which will house our welding and multi-purpose room area. We're now entering into the admin wing. The admin office is in here. You can see to the right of the screen over Jamie's shoulder our video system, as well as to my left is Shamaje, who is a student worker, a high school student worker that is working with us this semester. While I'm here, I also want to show you the main campus filing room, our filing vault, which is fire rated. When you walk in, everything is motion sensor and green, so you can see that these are the permanent records of students. Okay. From here, we're going to go down the hall to the campus dean office. This is the campus dean office, and then right adjacent to the campus dean's office is a small conference room. Also in this area, you will see there are areas for storage, our electrical room, the telecom room, as well as 2 other office spaces. From the admin area, we're entering into a student general area. Some of our students are on lunch break, so there may be some students in the student break area. You can see here to my right a student copier, which is partially funded by SGA funds, as well as access to a phone and different other. This is the student break room. You can see that related to COVID-19, we have reduced the number of tables and chairs in order to allow social distancing and best practices based on CDC guidelines. The faculty lounge is actually right there. There's currently faculty in there eating lunch. So we're not going to video them eating lunch. We're now entering the student services area. The Student Services Success Coordinator, Jamie Randall, is not going to be visualized during this video because she's the one filming the video for me. So our student services counter, Jamie's desk is there to my left. Behind the counter, Jamie's going to walk back there. There is our financial aid office and officer, Skylar Ford. Also, we had opened the door to the filing room. Down at the far end of that room is 2 fireproof, fire-rated filing cabinets where we maintain the student records of our active students. This room here is a small computer lab, which basically is utilized as our learning resource lab. Many of our, if not the majority of our library services are online. So this lab is accessible basically at all times to students for just various resources that they need to access or other needs. Room 117 is our largest computer lab. This computer lab has 36 plus computers. Our computer labs are utilized by basically all program areas: nursing and allied health, welding, business. Right across the hall from room 117, the large computer lab, is room 126, which is a slightly smaller computer lab, but this computer lab has 30 computers in it. This is our most updated computer lab. These computers were just purchased within the last 6 to 9 months. Many of our rooms, our classrooms and our computer labs currently do not have students. Because of the timing of the video, we are sort of beginning to return from lunch break. So as we move forward, you will see some students in classrooms, as well as some students are actually out in clinical rotations as well today. For some reason, our sensor is not picking up the green technology. There we go. But this is the classroom / computer lab that is primarily used for our business office administration students. Currently, and even generally, the majority of our business office administration classes are offered hybrid method, virtual and or online, particularly during the COVID pandemic. But this is the designated classroom for the business office administration program. This is a classroom space that is going to be used to offer a workforce nurse aid training class, actually starting tomorrow. You can see that it is a rather large classroom with adequate space for quite a few students, even during the COVID pandemic. I do want to point out, as we do the video tour, you'll see throughout the buildings our fire extinguishers. In Building A, they are actually within fire extinguisher cabinets. I think there's 5 strategically located throughout Building A. In Building B, the fire extinguishers will just be strategically placed on the walls throughout the building, other than in our multi-purpose room. There are fire extinguisher cabinets in that room area as well. Down this hall is the primary bathrooms for students and guests. You can see the men right here, the closest proximity to the video, and then the women's down at the far end of this hall. That exit there goes out onto the breezeway, which goes out to the other 2 buildings, Building B and C, which we will actually discuss in a few minutes. We're now fixing to enter into the Nursing and Allied Health wing. We'll actually start more in the skills lab area. This room is one of the pharmacy technician labs. It is a sterile compounding room as well as a medication room. Our pharmacy technician program is an AHSP accredited program. Right across the hall from that Pharm Tech lab is the pharmacy technician mock pharmacy, and their computer lab that is specifically utilized for the pharmacy technician program. It has the pharmacy technician pharmacy software that has been purchased and uploaded into those specific computers. Of course, all the medication bottles in here are empty. This is 100% a mock lab, pharmacy. Next, we're going to enter into our Nursing and Allied Health Skills Lab area. The first area I will show you is our general storeroom for the Skills Lab area. In this storeroom, of course, we have all of our durable medical equipment as well as consumables. You saw out in that little nook there a medication cart. We have 2 labs adjacent to one another that is separated by the glass partitioned wall. This lab is generally our basic lab for Nursing Fundamentals 1, which is part of both the patient care technician and the practical nursing program. This room over here, this lab is generally considered our more advanced lab for advanced nursing fundamentals, phlebotomy, IV therapy, and for simulation clinical experiences and practice. You can see that we do have multiple mannequins. Most of our mannequins are mid-fidelity simulation, which is what definitely meets the needs of a practical nursing and allied health program. This room here is the storage room for our sharps, syringes, vacutainers, and items that need to be even a little bit more controlled than the general storeroom. So this is the sharps storage. And then of course our laundry. Laundry is primarily used to wash the linens used in the nursing and allied health programs. 2 faculty restrooms. Of course, faculty also utilize the general restrooms at times, but we do have 2 designated faculty restrooms. Then we're going to go down the nursing and allied health wing main hall. To my right is primarily nursing offices. All of our nursing offices have the capacity to hold 2 faculty members, 2 desks, 2 phones. Currently, some of them only have 1 related to the current faculty count, but they all have the ability to hold two nursing faculty. I will open and show you one of the faculty offices in a couple of minutes, but they are all very, very similar. This is one of the multiple classrooms on this hall. There's actually 4 classrooms on this hall wing. Currently, this morning, this classroom's being utilized for a group of second-level practical nursing students, and they are working on clinical simulation scenarios. And this group of students is currently at lunch. They should be back in about 15 minutes. That was classroom 152. Classroom 151 would be very, very similar. We are fixing to interrupt a classroom that is inhabited and classes in progress. This is our a group of our second semester students that instruction is in progress. Now we're videoing for COE. Our accrediting virtual visit is this week. Thank you.
Thank you.
I do want to show you one other room. This is the largest classroom on this hall. This classroom is generally used for first semester PN students because that is generally our highest enrollment program during the first year. Currently, that classroom has been moved out to the multipurpose room, which we'll see in a few minutes. And the patient care technician class is currently meeting in room 149 related to the COVID best practices. We're just going to walk in and take a quick glimpse at the classroom. Okay? And I'm sure you did notice in those videos that all of our nursing and allied health classrooms have smart boards, projectors. 2 of the rooms actually have additional media screens. We are now entering a nursing and allied health workroom. Conference room, workroom. You can see it has a small table, the copier / printer, shredder, Scantron is behind us there, and just other resources. This is a storage cabinet that has just different resources, videos, instructional resources. And you can see also down to the far end is a hard copy library access, even though the majority of our students use online resources. This is a filing room, again, fire rated, specifically for nursing and allied health student records. All of these students will have a duplicate file in the main filing room in the admin area. Okay. I am going to show you one of the offices. This is actually the program coordinator office, which is only occupied by the program coordinator. The other offices are very similar to this, and you can see even though only one person, the program coordinator, is in this office, all of the offices do have room and the capability for 2 instructors. We're now going to exit and go from building A to building B. Now our overall campus, we are a little over 40,000 square feet. The main building is around 23,000 square feet or so. We're entering now what I call the multi-purpose room. It is an auditorium-style room. This is a room that we generally hold campus events, including nursing and allied health pinnings, and other just recognition type events, including some community events. Currently, this multi-purpose room has been converted to a classroom where we can bring in our first level practical nursing students to give them some traditional face-to-face instruction while being able to provide the social distancing and all of the best practices based on CDC guidelines related to COVID. This room does have a small prep kitchen, which comes in very, very handy for the special events that we have in this building when it's not being utilized as a classroom. You can see also, I'm going to get Jamie to turn around and do a view from this angle. You can see that this room also has an overhead projector, Wi-Fi access, as well as hard connectivity to internet. area out here is the entryway. Particularly when we are having special events, this entryway allows a barrier from the entry into the main room. Also, I want to point out the posters on the wall. Ferriday is very well known for the infamous three cousins, Jerry Lee Lewis, Mickey Gilley, and Jimmy Swaggart. They all grew up in Ferriday, and for several years we had an annual Delta Music Festival. We still do have a Delta Music Museum. So these are framed posters of the Delta Music Festival that was held for several years ago. You can see outside the multipurpose room main entrance, there is a covered canopy where we have some student tables where they can take breaks, eat lunch. And these student tables were actually purchased within the last year with SGA funds, with approval from SGA. Small building in between the two larger buildings, I call that building C. That is our adult ed building. High set, preparation, adult education. Part of LCTCS's Work Ready U program. Ferriday campus in 2010 through 2012, we had a major renovation and expansion. Many portions of Building A is expansion. Other areas of it was a total renovation. Building B did have some renovation. For example, the multi-purpose room is a converted automotive shop of many, many years ago. We're about to enter into the welding area. During the renovation and expansion, funds did not allow us to do a total renovation of Building B, but we did improve the ventilation, replace the ventilation within welding, and did some other general things, but it did not have the same level of renovation as Building A and Building C. The majority of the welding students at this time of the day are out in the welding shops. This is the shared faculty office for the welding department. We have one full-time instructor and one part-time adjunct, and so they share an office together. I do want to point out to the far back behind Mr. White's desk is one of the many first aid kits that we have strategically placed on the campus in each department and program area, as well as in the admin area. Example again of the fire extinguisher. This is a small break room that is utilized by the welding students. They, of course, have access to the main building student break area. but they also have a break area back here where they often eat lunch and take their break. I'm going to let Jamie just sort of walk around and show you a little bit of that. I want to go in and notify the welding instructor that we're about to get into that area. We're now fixing to enter into our welding shop, our welding lab. We have a total of around 20 booths. They go around the perimeters of the lab area. Even though our lab does appear to be a little older, it is a very functional welding shop area with adequate supplies and equipment to meet our welding program needs. We're going to walk sort of behind these yellow lines. Just give a quick glance down there. Okay. That basically concludes the tour of all three buildings and all program areas of CLTCC Ferriday campus. Thank you.